So groceries were actually quite cheaper this week. It must have to do with Trump. He's gonna bring groceries down in Canada and the US. Right, honey?
That's right.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, liking, sharing and subscribing. I appreciate y'all. So in today's video,
Believe me, if Donald Trump is president again, at some point or another, that ugliness will touch all of our lives. And it will not matter what you look like, how you worship, who you love, or how you vote. If you don't make 6 or 8 or 12 figures, if you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office. Let me take a minute to help folks, especially the men in our lives, to get a better sense of what could happen if we keep dismantling parts of our reproductive care system piece by piece, as Trump intends to do. There are good reasons why so many women and physicians are horrified by what's happened since Donald Trump's justices overturned Roe v. Wade. We're seeing women scrambling across state lines to get the care they need. Just this week, a major medical journal reported that after Roe was overturned, infant mortality in this country rose, in large part because women are being forced to carry fetuses that won't survive to term. One woman spent 22 days in jail on murder charges after she miscarried in her own bathroom.
Y'all effed up. Y'all effed up bad. And the best part about it, we're not even 2 weeks in, and it's already being felt so deeply by so many of you. Now, the funny part is, there's a lot of you out there that are going to be too fucking proud to admit that. There's going to be so many of you out there that still want to ride on this until the wheels fall off no matter what, because the last thing you would ever do while you're breathing is admit that you were wrong. But you were wrong. And we see you. We see you. You can sit there and try to overcompensate for it by being extra loud or by saying, oh my God, this is all wins. I love him. He's doing everything we voted for. This is what we wanted. Okay. You can keep telling us that when I know a bunch of you, if you're not already, you will be soon going home at night crying and getting all worried sick because you notice that grocery prices aren't actually going down, and the very benefits that you use or people that you love use are actually starting to get taken away. He played you like a damn fiddle, and you let him.
Hey, to all the Trump supporters on here who are not a straight white man, I hope you guys understand that you are DEI. No matter where you go in life, no matter what you do, in the eyes of Republicans, unless you are a straight white drunk man, you are not worthy of your job. Just so you know, doesn't matter your qualifications, how long you've been there, doesn't even matter if you love Trump with all your heart. If anything goes wrong at your job and you are not a straight white man, every Republican is going to look at you first and say, oh, why are we hiring gay people? Okay, when did the black lady get here? That's the new norm for being a Republican. Now, I can understand why this lazy propaganda works on asshole racist white men. Don't understand why this shit works on anybody else, because it is such fucking lazy propaganda. Republicans really took racism, homophobia, and sexism and just shoved it nice and tidy into 3 little letters, DEI. And now when a plane goes down, Republicans get to come out and blame diversity. How about this, Republicans? How about you shut the fuck up and get to work, huh? How about you make America great again? Because I see planes going down, grocery prices skyrocketing, wars all over the world. How about you shut the fuck up and get to work? Okay, stop blaming gay people and black people for things that you fucked up, okay? All right, thanks.
Yeah, we voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning a million times that when he got into office, he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down, but it's obvious to me now that that was not true. Egg prices have skyrocketed. The bird flu is killing all the birds, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about that. He's stopping disease communications from the disease centers in America, pulled us out of the WHO. Like, how does that help anything? And yeah, all he's been doing is taking away rights and freedoms, or trying to. He's not doing anything about the economy. So yeah, we totally regret our vote at this point. We've had a really tough time here in North Carolina. Half of my house got washed away in Hurricane Helene, and I applied for FEMA assistance and we got approved. But now Trump is canceling FEMA and emergency assistance to people. He's also canceled Medicaid for my children. I know they said they put a halt on his freezing of the funds, but the Medicaid portal is still not working, so we can't access anything for our children's health insurance.
A lot of people think that if we can just get through the next 4 years with Donald Trump, that people will finally see how damaging he's been, how racist he's been, that we'll be able to turn a corner and there'll be some other leader that they can kind of erase some of this, and that we'll be back to normal. Unfortunately, history doesn't prove that to be true. I read a book called How Democracies Die. I highly recommend it. It's a very good, very frightening book. But basically the authors, and this was written in 2018, so it was before all this crazy stuff with January 6th and the second Trump presidency. But what these authors do is they go throughout history and look at how authoritarian regimes rise in the midst of democracy and how they choke out democracy. And one of the things that he say in the book, which is really disturbing, is that when an ethnic majority starts losing grip and starts becoming an ethnic minority, it almost always leads to violence. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that by 2040, white people who look like me, are going to be in the minority in this country for the first time. And so what I think you're starting to see this almost hysteria and this racism. Trump is a symptom of what's going on in the country. If you think about, when did Donald Trump show up? He was the answer to our first black president, Barack Obama. Now, I didn't vote for Barack Obama both times. I didn't. But I was proud of our country that we had finally crossed over that boundary and put someone in office who was a person of color. I didn't agree with his policies, but overall I felt like he was a good guy. We just had different thoughts on policy, not the evil that we're seeing right now. But Donald Trump was a response to that, right? And all this craziness came out after the Obama presidency. And so this is a response to people who look like me getting frustrated that life is not going to look the same, and maybe they're not going to have the same privileges that they had in the past. And honestly, I think there's some people who are there's a subconscious thing they don't even realize. There's a subtle thing where they can still be decent people, but don't realize what the systematic racism that's been going on, that they have, had privilege through. So, unfortunately, this is not going to end with Donald Trump. In fact, this is probably going to get harder. Now, what do we do about it? I think what we need to do about it is, as white people who look like me, we need to cut it off when we see it. We need to talk back to it. I did a video yesterday, and by the way, welcome to thousands of new followers. I couldn't believe the response. I mean, almost 400,000 views since yesterday, 24 hours. Really blows my mind. So thank you if you've started following me. We are talking here about, I am a conservative Christian who is totally against the Trump agenda. and also seeing the social ramifications of what Trump has brought to the fore. So hope you guys will be around for it. But thank you, and let's hang in there together, and let's be kind as much as we can in those moments, and call out the racism that we see, and be allies to our brothers and sisters who look differently than we do. So talk to you later.
Friends, let's lean in really, really quick and let's get grounded. We all have seen what is going on in America, but this is not a surprise to anyone else. Back when we knew that he was running for office, we did not care if Donald Duck ran against him. That's who we were going to vote for, because we knew that the things that he is putting into place right now were going to be the things that he executed. Okay? So, let's get grounded. Let's stop with the gaslighting. I'm seeing the videos of, women of other ethnicities saying, black women need to be humble and we need to help. While these things are all atrocities and we need to band together, what happened to you helping us when we were talking about let's campaign and vote for the other candidate? Again, we didn't care if it was Donald Duck. It could have been Mickey Mouse. I don't give a damn who it was. It could have been anybody other than him, because we knew what his diabolical plans were. Yet nobody wanted to listen. Everybody thought this is only going to hurt the black people. The goal was to hurt black people, and you felt like you were exempt. Now when the rubber is hitting the road and you see that your ass is not exempt and you are going through it, then you want to ask us for help. And then you don't even ask decently. Like, don't come on here gaslighting me. The black women need to be humble. Listen here, you are being humble right now. I am not making light of it. But don't come on here with an attitude. Check your attitude and think about what you could have done to avoid this in the first place. Black women, we are resting, but we do understand that we need to get involved. As always, we have to put our cape on. But listen, that gaslighting and telling us that we need to do something, girl, go to hell with that, okay? Gone.
So I also saw a couple of videos where white women were telling the black women that, oh yes, you guys need to be humble right now, and I'm like, okay, humble in what way? They didn't put you in that situation. Whatever situation you're finding out, you put yourself in that situation. So if you want to be asking somebody for help, you should be humble about it. And magas are scared of going to work. People are staying indoors. Lost your freedom. Y'all have been fired from work. You thought DEI was for black or brown people, but guess what? White people too are now seeing the consequences of their actions. Now that all their rights have been taken away one way or the other, now reality is dawning on them. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you. Apart from they told you so. I mean, when I see those videos, it's the audacity for me, the sense of entitlement. And I'm like, really? Well, at least they have the confidence to come and cry on the internet, and eat their words and say this, 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 that they regretted their vote and all of that. Well, you can't do anything about it, right? You had your chance and you blew it. Well, one thing is certain, at least he kept his promises on the first day of office. I mean, what else do you want? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I mean, this 4 years, like I've started to say, is gonna be a long one. So bring your popcorn because we are going to need it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I always love to hear from you. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification. I'll see you in my next video. And above all, stay safe. Ciao.